Hello, Attorney Montgomery here. Happy August 18th, 2025. All right, so I'm going to come a little bit earlier this week and give you guys the weekly immigration updates because I was out last week. And so we're certain that we've missed a lot of good things. So I'm gonna dig into it, okay? But before I get started on doing that, I just wanna take a moment because y'all been rocking with me heavy, and I really appreciate that. And I appreciate the people who watch the videos all the way through, because in the videos I answer all of the questions, and I will then see questions, multiple questions about things that I have answered in the video. If I have answered the question in the video that you're asking, I'm not going to respond in the comment section. Go back and review the video. But for all the people who come on and say thank you and acknowledge the work that my firm is doing in the community to help the immigrant population, I appreciate you for coming on and taking the time to say we appreciate you, we value the information that you're giving us. And so I just want to take a moment to thank you guys. And also to thank you guys because we have hit 10K. How about that? 10K followers. And that is only the beginning. My intention is for us to continue to give as much information as possible, but also to continue to inspire, to educate, and to represent and get real results for our clients. That is really the ultimate goal. So thank you, everybody. All right, let's dig in. DC is now being controlled by the federal government, and this is alarming. This is concerning because this is a test run that the Trump administration is doing. They're going to start with DC. They're going to then go to the surrounding states. They're going to see how much power they can exert, what pushback they can get. And we anticipate a lot of lawsuits are going to be filed with the intent for it to land before the U.S. Supreme Court. You guys know my feelings about this current Supreme Court. So, 1 second. All right, I'm back. I was interrupted. Let's get into the updates. I want to go back to last week and provide you guys the immigration updates that we have from last week, and then we're going to go into this week's updates, okay? So last week, the federalization of DC police intensifies. Well, I can tell you that they continue the federal takeover of DC by the Trump administration, and they declared it a crime emergency. The operation involved National Guard deployment and directives from the Attorney General allowing local police to coordinate with federal immigration enforcement. Nearly 400 arrests were reported within a week, over 40% involving undocumented individuals. DC officials continue legal actions. I can tell you that it has gone into this week, and the Trump administration is continuing to do this. And the reason they're continuing to do this is because their intent is to start in DC and then to gradually keep pushing forward until they have taken over, I believe, all states in the United States. And they want to see if the Supreme Court is going to support them in their position to do that. As you know, DC is not considered an actual state. They're seeing what happens in DC, and then they will make a determination on how they are going to proceed, right? So that's where we are. So an ICE banner was taken down in DC, which sparked a lot of outrage. So in a predominantly Latino DC community, ICE agents removed pro-immigration banners, and they in turn left a sex toy on display, okay? And yes, demoralizing, disrespectful, that is where we are in America. The provocative act, part of a broader immigration enforcement, drew sharp criticism as politically symbolic and demoralizing for immigration or immigrant communities. I mentioned this in my live today. The courts are taking very close look at alligator Alcatraz. Specifically, ACLU attorneys are pushing for a court injunction to close the Everglades-based migrant facility due to alleged human right abuses, inhumane conditions, and forced signing of deportation documents. Co-jurisdictional questions are being brought before the judge, along with environmental concerns, while the governor of Florida plans to open a larger depot facility. And let's get into the larger depot facility. It is called Baker Correctional Institution, and it will house 1,300 detainees. They are saying it can take up to 2,000 detainees, and it will be run by the National Guard and state contractors and serve as a cost-effective addition to DeSantis' expanding detention infrastructure, because this is bringing in money into his state, because tourism is down in Florida thanks to these immigration policies. So the way that he is making that up is by getting money from the Trump administration to continue to build these immigration depots and hire the locals to run it and work it. And then in addition to that, Oxnard, California, due to the intensified ice raids, California is in a bad way because they have lost $3 to $7 billion worth of crop, and produce has jumped by 5 to 12%. So much for your egg prices going down for those who voted because they were so concerned about the egg prices in America. How's that working out for you? It's not, is it? Because that really was never the reason why you voted for him, right? Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to do another video to talk about what's going on this week in immigration, all right? So you guys are getting a 2-for-1 for me today, all right? All right. Oh, if you like the information that I give and my commentary on it, you are welcome to click the follow button, and I'll continue to bring them every week until Trump tells me I have to go. You know, nobody is safe, right? All right, guys, until next time.